Have any of you ever wondered why you are the way you are?
Yes.
Today I will be talking about the Enneagram personality test. My major is psychology, so this is something I have recently become very interested in. This is a test that covers 9 different types of personalities. This test was created to teach people more about themselves and the people they love. I've been doing lots of research on this topic lately just for my own benefit. I want to be able to love everyone the way their personality type is supposed to be loved. Learning about why people are the way they are is something I'm very passionate about, and I challenge everyone to get to know yourself. The Enneagram test is something that was created by psychologists to further their understanding as to why every single person has a different personality and every person has different healthy and unhealthy tendencies. The Enneagram covers 9 different types of basic people. It helps us to understand why we behave the way we do. Each type has specific directions for individual growth. It is a tool we can use to improve our relationship with family and friends. The 9 types are, number 1 is the perfectionist, and the perfectionist is someone who clearly focuses on being perfect. And then number 2 is the helper, and that's someone who puts other people's needs before themselves. And then number 3 is the performer, and that's someone who is very consumed with like their performance and like their appearance and what other people think about them. Number 4 is the individualist, and they're known for being like the most emotional personality type. Number 5 is the observer. They're kind of like the quiet type, and they just observe and think more with their head than their heart. Number 6 is the loyalist, and number 7 is the enthusiast, and they're kind of like focus on like worldly things rather than stuff that actually matters. And then 8 is the challenger, and that's like the people you know who are very outspoken, and type 8 are like people who are very good public speakers or like political people. And then number 9 is the peacemaker. So, I mean, the name kind of explains it for itself. The peacemaker, they want everyone at peace. So, the Enneagram comes from many centuries ago. Although we do not know the exact origin, it is believed to be taught orally in secret brotherhoods in the Middle East. It was introduced to Europe in the 1920s and finally made it to the US in the 1960s. The decision to change my major to psychology and the decision to conduct all this research has actually caused a lot of problems in my family. A lot of my family members have mental illness issues but refuse to get the help they need. When I changed my major, my family was pretty upset. My father, who is very controlling and manipulative, tried to keep me from changing my major multiple times. My grandfather was also upset with me and told me he didn't want me to change my major because he knew that I would end up figuring everything out that is wrong with my family members. And I think that scared him. Now that I've begun my studying, my parents are more supportive because they can now see how passionate I am about it. And once I asked them to take the Enneagram test, they changed their minds because they were so surprised at how their types really fit their personalities. And it was interesting for them to figure out like each of their kids' types and to know how to love us correctly and raise us correctly. Once I asked them to take the Enneagram test, they changed their minds. As I researched all of this, I was able to share my knowledge with my family and encourage them to find out what type each person they love are so they can learn how to love each of them correctly. I encourage everyone to get on Google and take some kind of Enneagram test and find out why you are the way you are. Once you find out what type you are, you can start the process of becoming the best version of yourself. Each type has positives and negatives, and it's important for you to focus on the positives and work towards improving the negative areas. Although I am not a certified psychologist, and I've only been in school for 2 years, the study of the Enneagram has changed my entire outlook on human relationships and interactions. Now that you have been introduced to this, I challenge you to take the test for yourself and ask everyone around you to also take the test so you can get a better understanding of each person in your life. I talked about the basics of the Enneagram test in this speech and how it affected my family and I. And I challenge you to take the test and find out why your family and your friends function the way they do. As a young woman from a really messed up family that has a lot of mental issues, I'm excited for this journey of learning about the human mind, and I encourage everyone to learn more about why you are the way you are and never let someone tell you that you should change.